Welcome to Sports Mindz, where all roads lead to sports, and we talk ball every season. We are your hosts, Hashmaster Z, Legendarius, and Philthy.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Yo, episode 10.
10.
Let's go. We
10 of
finally
them
here.
things.
We finally here. 2 hands. We take up 2 hands when you
Times
talk about us
10.
now. You talk about us with 2 hands.
Hey, man. This is dope, man. Episode 10. And it's going to be a doozy. We got a lot of stuff to get into.
Hell yeah.
Bro, first of all, how about the Battle of the Bay? Even though Sacramento's not the Bay Area.
Okay.
Going strong. Going strong, man. Warriors, they some crybabies, dog. I don't like their fan base, nothing. Let's talk about it. Everybody saw the thing that went down with Draymond. And pretty much anyone that's not a Warriors fan is like, yeah, he should have been suspended for a game. After, literally stomping Sabonis. Yes, Sabonis grabbed his leg. There's no denying that. Like, anyone trying to deny that, whatever.
You're a fool. Yeah.
But Sabonis got his technical. Draymond stomped him. That's basically like the equivalent of throwing a punch. Like, yeah, bro, you're gonna get suspended. And like, given your history and your background, like, of course you're gonna get suspended. Now, I don't think it was like as bad as like some people. It was like he could have died and stuff like that. There's this one announcer.
Someone really said that?
Oh yeah, dude. Like, what if you died? What if you went into cardiac arrest? Like, shut up.
Yeah, it wasn't that serious.
But there's a huge group of Draymond haters. And I imagine they were like, this guy.
A violent act like that in years. Get him out.
Like, come on, bro. It was not that bad. But
yeah, I haven't seen a violent. Oh my god.
Get him out.
Get him out. We're gonna have to use that soundbite.
Oh, for sure.
Future tenses. Every time somebody makes a bad take from now on, just get him out.
No doubt. But how do you guys feel about that whole Draymond Green situation?
It was the right call. Yeah, I mean, like, let's be real. In sports, the second person always gets penalized. That is sports 101. Sports 101. We've all been taught that from little leagues, high school, college, then on. Second man always gets caught. Like, yes, I get it. Somebody grabbed your ankle and, maybe he could have got hurt. I get it, but sometimes when you're somebody like Draymond with a reputation, it doesn't matter if you're in the right. They just know that, hey, this happened, you fucked up, you reacted, you're out.
Exactly.
Period. So you have to move smarter than that. And you can't cost your team like your availability because of your actions. So at that point, hey, you'd be like, ref, point down. I don't know. Like, if you got to tell on them, you got to tell on them. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So, like, but you didn't have to like take it amongst yourself to high step, well, quote unquote high step. And everybody knows if you're trying to do that, if you're trying to get out of the ankle hold, and you're not pressing down like that. You're trying to jump forward, jump away. Not stepping down. Like, that was like a fuck you. Like, I'm like, for grabbing my ankle. Like, come on, athletes know what that is.
Exactly.
Well, before I give a response, I want to just list off, Draymond's resume in terms of his incidents, including the playoffs so far. So he has 4 suspensions, 164 technical fouls, 19 flagrant fouls, 17 ejections, and 1.4 million in fines.
Oh, damn. Bro, Philthy. There's a spinning wheel. I'm gonna play for everybody. You can hear all the things, not even all the things, just some of the things that Draymond Green has done.
Punch.
Will then.
Groin. Punch LeBron's groin. Pull down Brandon Clark. Middle finger to Grizzlies fans. Argue with Durant. Sabonis stomp. Crush Taylor Brooks on my podcast. Jordan Poole punch. Kick Steven Adams' groin. Punch LeBron's groin. Pull down Brandon Clark.
Yeah. Like,
yeah, it's
Vance does have a resume.
It's bad, and I think, you know, like the league definitely took that into consideration in making their decision, and I just wish they would be more just own it instead of kind of talking around it. Just say it's what you did, man. Like, I watched Joe Dumars, I believe, kind of talk about it, and he was kind of dancing around it. Just say, you know, it was a resume, man. You just kind of took all that in effect and just made a judgment call one way or another, whether Sabonis incited actions or not. But you're just going to do it, you know? And I mean, Draymond's wrong too. I mean, everyone's wrong. But at the end of the day, he had the deeper resume, and it's easier to just kind of write the book off on someone who has a resume like that versus seeing what it is. It's just easier to deal with it, whatever, you're gone. Yeah, but I see the controversy too. You know, Warrior fans and non-Warrior fans, they have an issue with the ruling because, you know, they feel like he already served time with the point in the game that he got ejected. So I was just curious to see if you guys felt like it was egregious or if you felt like this is all like justification because of his resume and what he did so far.
It's just go ahead, Legendarius.
I personally thought that him getting ejected from the game was enough just because it is the playoffs. But at the same time, I wasn't surprised that they suspended him a game because, you know, that's the way that the NBA goes. After you got, you know, I'm sure the Kings sending stuff, lobbying to get him suspended, you know, there's a lot of gamesmanship. So they were pushing to get him suspended, and I'm sure the Warriors are not even sure. I know the Warriors, man, they know how to handle that PR. Just right off the jump. Klay Thompson, like, he's grabbing his leg. Like, what do you expect him to do? Steph Curry, same thing. Steve Kerr, I didn't even see the stomp. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, and then after the fact, they get suspended, and there's like, I just still think that's ridiculous. The league's against us, blah, blah, blah. Like, they definitely know how to work that, you know, victim angle. But I feel like they've benefited from so many things, especially in the playoffs in the past. Like, yeah, take this L. And like, let's not even forget like the things where like they have sort of gotten away with it. Let's not forget, this is the same Warriors team who last year Steve Kerr is like, Dylan Brooks broke the code. He broke the code because he tried to block. Like, bro, shut up. Broke the code. And then you see, let's not forget Jordan Poole, like straight up injured Ja Morant. Broke the code. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, you're right. I'm just laughing because it's like, yo, that's the Bay Area fans for you. You know, it's like it's okay when we do it, but the moment, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna put on I'm not even gonna say Bay Area fans. I'm just gonna say Warrior fans. And then when somebody else does it, it's like meow 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 meow. You know, and it's comical at this point.
You know what else is funny too, and I'm sure you can attest to this. I've heard so many Warriors fans badmouth Draymond, like this year, last year, like he's no good, we don't need him, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Why you crying, bro? He's out of game. Y'all don't need him anyway.
Exactly.
Why are you crying?
Exactly.
Right.
It shouldn't be a big deal.
He cost us another series. All of a sudden you win. We didn't need him, I told you.
Yeah, like shut up.
But technically, they can talk because in game 3, the Warriors actually did what they should have been, you know, doing the first 2 games, which is they absolutely pulled away. The shots were hitting, the rebounds were going their way. Everything was kind of working out, and they pull away 114-97. I knew it was going to be a different game when freaking Kevon Looney had 10 rebounds at the half. I knew we had a different game on our shoulders, and he finishes with 20. Pretty impressive.
Yeah,
it was. But at the same time, remember, their home and away splits are like virtually the opposite. Yeah. So it's like, and I think we got to the point during this series where we're thinking, if Sack could still, if Sack could still a game.
Jesus, Morty.
That's right, Morty. Ah. It's football analyst Rick. Anyway, if Sack could steal a game and chase, this series is over. That's my wholehearted belief. So they didn't win the first game, and they got blown out, by the way. So maybe this is going to go with what Legendarius said. It's going to 7. That's what I think at this point.
Yeah, I standing by that. I think it's going 7. Great series.
With Warriors leaving.
I don't know now. Like, it's going to be tough for them to get a win in Sac. That crowd has definitely had an impact. De'Aaron Fox ain't scared, and Malik Monk plays like a baller at home. Trash on the road, but a baller at home.
Right.
Yeah, if they even the series, it's gonna have to go 7 at this point, since it's gonna be evident neither team can get it done on the road. So this will definitely be interesting.
Yeah. Let's jump into these other playoffs. Just we can run through them real quick because we got our little NFL draft thing to do today. But
that's our skip.
The late game last night, it's not even a series. It's going to be a sweep, maybe a gentleman. Yeah. But Denver up 3-0 against the T-Wolves. Not going to lie, the series has been pretty boring.
Get them brooms ready.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that series, actually. I was like, nah, I'm good after the first game.
Yeah.
I've been kind of keeping my eye on it, and it's just at various points across the series so far, you can just tell, like, the T-Wolves are just they're clearly putting in their best effort, and the Nuggets are like, all right, we're just going to get this easy 3. We got this easy point in the paint right here, and then the T-Wolves are just eating up clock trying to figure this offense out.
So are they like – so – since you've been watching this series a lot more than I have, so it's like, are the T-Wolves that trash on offense or defense? Or like what's the
It's
problem?
not that they're trash. Well, part of it is they're trash, but it's just like the Nuggets just have it down to where it's just like, all right, dude, like whatever they're setting up, like, oh, not kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh or like Dragon Ball Z, oh, nice defense, but I have this. Like they just can't stop them. You can clearly see the separation in the seating. It should be a sweep. Like I was saying, if the Nuggets are going to prove anything different, this had to be a sweep, and it's looking like a sweep. So we'll see what happens round 2.
Okay. All right.
I feel that. And then we got the Suns up 2-1 against the Clips. Let's talk about it, man.
Let's do it, please. I've been waiting for this one.
How you gonna load manage all season?
Yes.
And then load manage in the playoffs. Like Kawhi's out. He didn't play game 3. He's out for game 4 with knee soreness.
What? He's out again?
Yes. He's out. He's already been ruled out for game 4.
No, it's time to move on. It's time to move on.
Yeah, because the Clippers, like you could tell, game 3, they blew their load. Like Dwight Powell went nuts. Like a lot of Westbrook was hitting the 3.
Are you serious? I'm so upset.
They showed up game 3, and the Suns still had them. So I think they need Kawhi. That's a difference maker.
Yeah, absolutely. The man was averaging 30, and then it's like, so. All right, I know, like, some people here don't like Colin Cowherd like that, but I'm just saying he brought up a really good point. When he said, it is time to move on from Kawhi Leonard. Stephen A. Smith, earlier this week, he's got to be the weakest superstar you've ever seen. Because, I can understand if you're actually hurt. Okay, cool. Like, sit out. If you're actually hurt, if you're injured, can't do it physically, don't do it. But if you're hurt, you're nicked, you're knacked, bro, it's the playoffs. You got to go in. And you already have your guaranteed money. This is basketball we're talking about. It's not like football and all that stuff where it's like, okay, I could risk an ACL, even though, like, Kawhi has creaky knees, but it's like, you got your money, bro. Like, put it all on the court. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
But also, I feel like Are we really just giving Paul George a pass because he'd been load managing too? This is what, year 4, year 5 of this Paul George, Kawhi Leonard experiment, and like they haven't done anything. Pretty much every playoffs, one or the other is hurt.
Yeah, and it's failed at this point.
Yeah.
That's why you need to blow it up. It's done. Because you're gonna get more of the same. All right. Russell Westbrook, as much shit that he gets from the media and even from casual fans and fans like us, and rightfully so at times, he's been playing his goddamn ass off this whole series. And that's how kind of like it's not even though like his points have been up, defensive effort, rebounds, assists, it's still not enough against the Suns. So that's what's crazy to me.
Yeah, you could just see it, especially in Game 3. It was just clear, like, especially even when you back up to 1-2, like Kawhi Leonard was just so deadly accurate. His pull-up 3 was ridiculous. Like he was looking unguardable at various points during this series.
His mid-range,
it was just almost like an oh shit moment. Like the Clippers probably have an actual puncher's chance, but you could just see in Game 3, like, no, Kawhi is a difference maker. The Clippers don't have a chance. Well, even with Paul George, he's not out there too. So with both of them gone, don't have a chance. I think everyone knew that's what the team was really depended on, was 1 or 2 of these stars being on the court, being available when it really mattered, and they're not. And yeah, you're right. You gotta play with a different experiment going forward, most likely.
Yep, exactly. And the sad thing is the fact that Kawhi Leonard, when he actually played, it's like, he
nasty.
He was like, cooking Durant, and he was locking him up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was the best player on the court, and we were talking about on a basketball court as Kevin Durant, Kevin bleeping Durant. So that's why I'm so disappointed right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of disappointment, Memphis.
But I can say I'm not that disappointed. We see it time and time again in the postseason, even going back to Legendarius making this point about the Warriors and them dodging teams that are scary for them, but they got injured and they didn't have to play them. This is what happens. It's part of the postseason. You have to be healthy and available for 2 months straight. That's a part of it. That's why everyone talks shit about the Lakers. Oh, we're going to get healthy AD and LeBron for 2 months straight. That's the whole rhetoric, right? So now it happens for another team. I cannot feel that bad.
Yeah. I know, I get it. But yeah, so speaking of Lakers, Memphis, well, hey y'all got to speak up for the Lakers. What the hell happened Game 2?
It was just like the playing game. They're like, "Oh, Jaw's out. This is just going to be an easy W. Let's not even like give effort." Like that's really what it came down to. Like Memphis played harder. Like that's it. Like Memphis played hard from the beginning of the game. The Lakers came out basically just dragging their feet out there, and then they're like, "Oh, let's turn it on now," and it's like, "Nope, too late." And that was really it. There was nobody that really dominated the game. And actually, I will get started. AD 4 of 14, bro. Like just missing like close range shot after close range shot. That was pretty pathetic. I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, so there was a nickname you gave AD, and I think the listeners want to hear it.
A Disney. I only give him A Disney when he's cooking in the bubble, or when he's cooking like he was in the bubble. Last night he was just average Davis. But A Disney, that's a dude that gives you 30 and 20, 40, 50, those games. But I haven't seen A Disney this postseason yet.
All right,
you call him average Davis. I call him absolutely disgusting. His effort in the paint was terrible. He was getting worked out by Jaren Jackson and
he got
Tillman. Come on, dude. Tillman barbecued this asshole. This is bullshit, man. This is what pisses me off about the Lakers. Much like the Cowboys, which is ironic for me, is they play up and down to their competition every fucking time when it matters. And here you had a team that was as injured as it can be, and you take advantage when you can, and you fucking didn't. You're jacking up threes like an asshole. You're shooting low IQ shots. You're throwing the worst fucking passes in fucking life. All of a sudden, Austin Reeves cannot hit the fucking gimme two with the and one. Like, what is this? I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. It was just disgusting. I wasn't happy about it. And this is exactly how you lose a fucking series. Everyone pay attention. This is exactly how you lose playoff basketball.
And I gotta say, to add to that, D'Angelo Russell, you got one more fucking game, dog. After that, if he plays like trash again, it's time to start Schroeder. Because, like, this dude has been, like, garbage. Ever since the play-in game. He has not had a good game. Everyone's like, oh, he dropped 17 in game 1 on 17 shots. He took more shots than AD. He took more shots than LeBron. I don't ever want this motherfucker taking more shots than either one of them. Ever.
Right. And the thing is, I feel like when the lights are on brightest, that's where we see our boy D'Lo shrink. So, and Schroeder, when the lights are brightest, this man shines. And let Schroeder cook up that schnitzel.
I feel you, man. Hey, all I know is that one more game, and I'm gonna send Nick Young on that ass. I know they still got beef.
Yeah, we gonna see tonight. Game 3 tonight. We're gonna see. But you're at home in LA. There's absolutely no reason why you can't close out twice, whether Ja ends up forcing his way back or not. This is a better team right now. They got the momentum. There's no excuse. I just don't get it. So we'll see what Ham and the crew does tonight. But I don't see why a W can't be just right here. So we'll see.
Yeah, I feel it.
Got Tyus Jones looking like fucking Nick Van Exel. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh man. All right, let's get to the East. Last night we had game 3 of the Hawks and Boston, and the Hawks came out and got a W on their home floor. I told you they could get one. Migos, whatever, that Atlanta crowd had them rocking. But I do believe Boston in 5.
Yeah. I said that was their one.
It's like, cool, you guys got your game, you shot well, all that sort of stuff. But like Boston kind of just came out low energy. They're just like, yeah, we'll let you guys get a game, and then we'll win the next one, and we'll close it out at home. So.
Yeah, you could tell the Hawks, they definitely gave their best effort. Definitely, it felt like in a way blew the load. We'll see if they can, defend the home court again. But no, this is Boston series.
Yep.
Yeah.
And right now, as we record, it's the Sixers Nets. We got the Sixers up 3-0. Although they are trailing in this game, it's just the end of the first quarter. They're down by 7. Embiid, we didn't even talk about that. How do you feel about Embiid getting suspended? First of all, actually, let's go back for the viewers. If you missed it, early in the game, Claxton gets like an and one dunk on Embiid, steps over him. So Embiid kicks up at him, pretty much like almost hits him in the private parts. They just give him a flagrant one. They don't eject him. And then later in that game, Harden doing just like a basic basketball blow by, like little push off, like incidentally like pushes off and like hits Royce O'Neal in the private parts. Flagrant 2 ejected for the game. That was literally insane. But it didn't matter.
You know what that was? You know what that was? That's what they usually do. The refs, they mess up at one point and they just try and even it out at a later point in the game with a similar or not even close to similar play. That's all it is.
You think so?
That's really all it is. I mean, especially with something that egregious. I mean, for me, that's what I think it is, especially seeing types of lapses in judgment in NFL and NBA. Like, they mess up on a play, they try and get it back at a certain point in the game. Like, oh, we made it better, right? Like, this is the same, right? For the other team. Like, not quite, but okay, we'll take it.
Let's see here.
Get him out!
How dare you? But yeah, no, I do agree with you, Philthy. It seemed like a makeup call, but poor decision, especially if you're going to end up suspending Embiid anyway. It's like, all right, what was the point of that?
Right. That's what I was trying to understand, because I was like, wait a minute. Like, how is he suspended if he played the whole game?
Yeah.
You know, and then you eject Harden. And I mean, I see him playing now, but it's like, I don't know. I agree with y'all. You know, I'll just say that makes sense. But
I
it's
also
stupid.
find it hilarious. Like anytime like Maxey has a good game, they like decide that like Maxey has like arrived and he's gonna be like the guy.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
he's the number 2 for Embiid.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, he's not. Like he's been with Embiid for 3 years now, and like he's an up and down player. So for you to be like, oh yeah, he's doing good against the Nets, who have no superstars on their team, it's like, how about we wait until they play Boston, and then let's see if Maxey's really a number 2.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I think he's the second best player. I was like, all right, number one, the disrespect to James Harden, as much as he makes me upset, you know, as how he chokes away games. But James Harden is still the second best player on the 76ers. Yeah. Like, let's not disrespect the beard.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, I think the series takes a turn too, with like docs are saying, you know, Embiid being out and uncertain of his return with his knee. So I mean, depending how this game goes today, the Nets could have a possible chance. But I mean, with or without Embiid, the Sixers should win. But my thoughts on the Sixers haven't changed.
Yeah, need to see it in the next round. And Bucks Heat, they're tied at 1. Giannis hurt from the jump. Dude, honestly, well, let's break this down. All the players that have missed time in like these playoffs / play-in already, it's kind of crazy in terms of superstars. Yeah. Gobert suspended a game. You had Draymond suspended. You had Zion doing windmills but can't play in the play-in game. Ja, he's injured. Giannis injured. Did I miss anybody? Oh, Embiid suspended a game. Like, oh, Paul George out, Kawhi out. Like, it's been crazy the amount of people out. Oh, and Tyler Hero. Forgot. Tyler Hero broke his hand in game 1, so he's out as well.
Well, then also Jaden McDaniels.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget about Jaden McDaniels. Yo, what do you think will happen if I punch this wall?
Oh, shit, I'm out.
Oh man, but yeah, so the Bucks tied the series 1-1. Playoff record from 3 in that last game. They hit 25 threes and just ran the Heat out of the building.
They didn't have a chance.
Yeah. I believe it's going to be Bucks in 5 as well. I don't think they're losing another game.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, they had a win. You know, the Heat had to give me game 1 game. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe it's an aberration either. The Bucks do have a tendency to get absolutely white hot and shoot this good. They do have a tendency to do this, even with or without Giannis on the court. They do have a tendency to get this hot. So yeah, the Heat don't have much of a fighting chance at this point. If they continue to finish out like that.
Yeah. And that leaves one more series, Cavs Knicks. Hold on. I didn't give it the proper respect. The Cavs and the Knicks.
Fuck your life, bing bong.
All right.
Let's go, bing bong.
Bing bong, Joe Byron.
Knicks are up 2-1.
Yo, can I just say before we get into the game, can I just say I feel bad. So at one point in game 3, I'm watching it, and there was a point where I forgot who hit the ball, but one of them, they hit a 3, and Spike Lee is absolutely losing it on the side of the court. He's flipping inside out of his skin. His glasses are on the floor. He's turning into a top 5 of his favorite Denzel characters ever. He's going ham. And right next to him on his left, or maybe the right, TV angles, you just see this couple right here. I mean, they're clearly rich too, like Italian maybe, who knows. But they just look like they're not having a good time. Why? Probably because Spike Lee showing his asshole in my face. So I just want to say I felt bad for them in that moment.
Jesus.
Get better tickets. Got floor seats. I got better floor seats.
Right.
Yeah, it's just wow, Spike Lee vision. This is not what I paid for.
Do the right thing.
How you feel about this series?
So this is I think it's still gonna go to 7. I mean, this is kind of like akin to what we saw with the Warriors and the Cavs years ago, where it was like, okay, it's 7-game series, but no game was close until maybe 1 or 2, and it's like it's like they're trading blows, but it's like, okay, hey, we're going to blow you out this game. We're going to blow you out this game. Well, we're going to blow you out this game. So when are we going to get to close, like the close games, you know? So I think it's going to come down to, this is another one I think is going to go to 7 at this point. Because we're going to have, I think it's bound to have like at least 2 games going close, somebody edging it out barely based on their like attributes as a team. So, yeah.
I'm
and
sorry.
Derrick Rose.
I'm gonna have to say Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6. They up 2-1. They're gonna win their next home game. Go back to Cleveland, take a L, and close it out in the Garden. Knicks in 6.
Okay.
Saying it with the chest. I feel it.
And honestly, I'm not even gonna argue it because, Cleveland's too hot and cold for me right now. It's like New York, I'm gonna get all grit. Like, yeah, probably, things are gonna like wildly change as far as their shooting nights, but you're gonna get the same effort. Not saying that Cleveland doesn't do it, but
I think Evan Mobley got injured too, or at least it looked like he got injured at a certain point in the last game. So I mean, it looks like the Cavs are starting to break down, anyways.
Yeah. Well, that's the playoffs, baby. Gotta stay healthy. But
yep.
By this time next week, we might be on to round 2 in some of these series. We're gonna have to wait and see. But I think it's football time, guys.
I think so. Let's get this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your 2023 mock draft presented by Sports Mindz. We have Hashmaster Z and Philthy. They will be trading off picks, and I will be deciding if their picks are good or not. So first on the clock, Hashmaster Z.
Good. For the 2023 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers selects Bryce Young, quarterback, Alabama, for the number 1 overall pick.
Oh! Yeah, I mean, that one's pretty obvious. We all know Bryce Young is going number 1 at this point. So that was a layup for you.
Yeah.
Now we have Philthy on the clock for the Houston Texans.
Can I just say this is where everything absolutely falls apart in every single draft right here. Operating this draft, with no trades, just straight up fantasy football style, pick your best guy or, figure it out. I'm operating as a Texans. I'm thinking maybe, I'm not sold on CJ Stroud for whatever reason. I'm not necessarily loving any quarterback enough to pull on the number 2. So I will take Will Anderson Jr. right there for the Texans. I'll take him.
Ooh.
Okay. That's what I put
Anderson
down.
Jr.
I put him down too. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Why not? Bolster up that defense.
I feel it. Will Anderson, number 2. And that leaves the Arizona Cardinals on the clock.
The Arizona Cardinals select, I believe his name is Tyree Jackson, Texas A&M. That's
Come on, Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson. God damn it.
Get it.
Anyway.
Get it right.
Yo, come on.
I'm sorry, dudes.
We'll get him next time.
Like
Get
in
him out.
Typical
reality,
Arizona
this
Cardinals
organization is
fashion.
also
In typical Arizona Cardinals fashion, they don't even know who they're drafting. They don't even know the guy's name. We'll
Ah!
pick the black guy.
We'll pick the black guy with the long arms.
Well, it's
Isaiah
interesting that you
Simmons.
say that because so far, we're 3 for 3 right now in this draft.
All right, let's see your number 4.
Let's
Let's
get
do
it. With the Colts are on the clock for the 4th pick.
As the Colts, I'm out here, Jim Irsay, been drinking my black and tans and my whiskey sours and everything. And I'm looking at my QBs and I like what I got here. I can pretty much close my eyes and pick whoever because we're so shitty. I think we're going to go anywhere but up. And I'm liking that CJ Stroud.
Oh, okay. All right. that I got him there too.
CJ Stroud. Good job, Jim Irsay. You finally did something right.
Bruh.
Or did you? Did you
I am
hear
kind of
about
jealous of
CJ
Hashmaster though, because I wish
He's
I was
yelling
making
out.
Seattle's pick.
Andrew
that?
Luck, this is for you.
All right. Now we got the Seattle Seahawks on the clock. The 5th pick.
I'm
Smack
so
some gun.
jealous.
Us over here at the Seahawks delegation. I'm Pete Carroll, and we selected big homie Anthony Richardson.
Dude, it's crazy. We are 5 for 5. 5 for 5.
We're doing it. We're doing it.
Anthony Richardson.
So the reason why I'm gonna select this, the reason why I selected this as Pete Carroll, when you think about it, yes, they do have other needs, but what has been Pete Carroll's number one fascination since he's been in the league? Big athletic. Oh yeah, that too. Big athletic quarterbacks. He had a man crush on Cam Newton. He couldn't get him because he already had, Tavares Jackson. But at the same time, it's like they didn't pick number 1, and he would have loved to have it. Russell Wilson loved him until he was just like, "Hey, bro, you don't pay attention to anything I say." And I like this kid from from Wyoming, Josh Allen. Had a side eye for Josh Allen. Russell Wilson caught that. He wanted out. Now, Pete Carroll's too good of a coach to be picking in the top 5 ever again. So he took a look. Anthony Richardson, a project quarterback. Yo, you're going to sit behind Geno for a year or maybe or 2. See what happens. So that's why he made that pick.
All right. I like it. All right. Now we're on to the 6th pick. The Detroit Lions on the clock.
Woo! Bite your kneecaps!
Man, what an understatement. We're not biting kneecaps this year in 2023, homie. We're straight going for calves, man. We're going where all the meat is, man. The Lions select Jalen Carter. Let's go. Jalen Carter plus Aiden Hutchinson. Night.
Oh!
Night.
Whoa! Whoa!
Night.
I had Jalen Carter way down in my draft, and only because I forgot about him. Because I had Christian Gonzalez, but good.
Dan Campbell. What are you gonna do on that line in the 4th quarter? Oh, night.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. That was a good one. This messed up my whole draft. So okay, good.
All right. The 7th pick of the draft belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders, and you guys are on the clock.
Well, due to recent events of Detroit selecting possibly the other best player in this entire draft, we're going to select Christian Gonzalez from Oregon, cornerback. So, reason why we're selecting him, you may ask? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because we've been getting toasted for the last 5 years. We need a blue chip corner. We need a cover corner. Christian Gonzalez is that guy. Boom.
All right.
Damn.
I dig it. With the 8th pick, the Atlanta Falcons are on the clock.
All right, if I'm the Falcons, I'm looking at what I'm doing on defense. I really like what I'm doing. The offense, I really believe, is going to sort itself out. We have enough there where we can kind of build later on. For right now, in the first round, I think we complete the defensive rebuild and go Devon Witherspoon.
Okay.
Nice.
I like it. I like it. And I did not select them for that because Devon Witherspoon originally was for the Las Vegas Raiders for me. But I think it just makes more sense if the Lions didn't take Christian Gonzalez, Devon Witherspoon would be next. I think Christian Gonzalez is still like the best corner, cover corner. But Devon Witherspoon is a tone setter. So I love that shit.
Well, you know what?
And
You have the Raiders making a much more informed decision than me. I never think the Raiders make smart picks at all, but I think this year they're going to protect Jimmy G, and I had them going Peter Skoronski.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
He can't come back from Alex Leatherwood, so
you can't. You can't come
just
back
own
from
it.
that.
New regime or not?
Right.
All right. Chicago Bears are on the clock with the 9th pick.
The Chicago Bears for the 2023 NFL Draft select Peter Skoronski from Northwest to protect Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That Bears. That was a terrible pick. Terrible pick. I hate it. I'm a Bears fan. I don't know anything about football.
That's true. Yeah, we need a freaking receiver, man. Derp to derp. Chicago pizza pie.
They gotta protect QB1. I mean, they have a lot of needs for sure, but man, just protect QB1.
Yeah, keep the man upright, or at least give him enough time to where he doesn't have to scramble as much. Good. Hey, you got to go with the big uglies. Got to show them love.
Yeah.
All right. The Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock with pick number 10.
Man, I have to say, I really fought with this pick just because, the history of the Eagles, they never really select a major piece like that. They're always going with someone in the line or some, et cetera, et cetera. So I thought about it from that angle. I ended up looking at the rosters, just kind of seeing, making a more informed decision. This is where I kind of start falling apart when it comes to college and these teams because, like I said, I don't really do this. But looking at the Eagles, knowing the picks that they still have a second pick later on in the draft and going on need, I think for the 10th pick, the Eagles are taking Miles Murphy.
Oh,
Miles Murphy.
I have them going Miles Murphy to get young in the trenches, and actually outside of their starters in the trenches, they're actually completely decimated. They have no backups, so I see them starting right there. Miles Murphy.
Well, that's a good one. Once again, messed up my mock draft. So
I don't see the Bijan trap. I think that'd be a trap for Philly. They've established they don't need to draft an RB in the first round. Like they said, they got Miles Sanders in the second or third round. They don't need to get a name in that offense. It would be nice, but you can go put Bijan on your next Madden game and play that out.
Yeah, like it.
All right. Well, we have the Tennessee Titans on the clock with pick number 11.
Once again, we're going to go very non-sexy here, but it's very important. We understand Ryan Tannehill's at the last year of his contract. He's 34 years old. The Tennessee front office brass is kind of out. Or probably all the way out on Malik Willis at this point. So you're thinking, quarterback. Nah. We still got one more year of Ryan Tannehill. We still got at least another year of Derrick Henry. Let's bolster up Paris Johnson, Ohio State. Let's fucking go.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Very interesting. That's very random, actually.
Hey, he's one of the best O-line in the draft. And Tennessee, it has a lot of holes. But I don't think drafting a young kid in that situation is going to be the best solution. Got to bolster up the defenses. Even if you're trash this year, at least you'll put you in a better position to draft a better quarterback next year.
Dang. But I don't even think the new regime likes Tannehill. I thought they were out on him.
Well, he still has one more year on his contract, so I mean, and they still love Derrick Henry. So Paris, I mean, shit, Ohio State, they run and pass. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Shoot.
All right.
Interesting.
All right, we got the Texans back on the clock for the 12th pick.
All right, if I'm the Texans here, this is where I would most likely take my quarterback. Like I said, from last week, I totally think they're nuts if they do not take a quarterback in this draft rather than rolling the dice and waiting until next season. I think you got to take one now, and I think the QB for them, Will Levis.
Yep, that's what I have down here too.
Solid pick.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Like it a lot. So you think he's going to put extra mayo into Houston? Into his coffee?
Do I really think it's going to happen, to be honest, is a lot of this is going to shake up anyways with trades, whether it be like players for picks or pick for pick. Like, I think Texans trade out, maybe Cardinals trade out, maybe even Colts trade out. I think there's going to be a lot of action in the first 5 picks. But we're just doing this draft as no trades, and we're just kind of picking. But if they're just picking, I think they go Levis.
Okay. Yep. I agree.
All right. We got the Jets on the clock. Pick 13.
Us at the New York Jets, we're going to select after trading for Aaron Rodgers, Broderick Jones to protect him.
Okay.
Offensive lineman. We going big uglies. Big ugly heavy. Protect the quarterback. That's the theme.
Very interesting. Minus your couple random picks. I had freaking so I had Skoronski to the Raiders, I had Broderick Jones to the Bears, and I have Paris Johnson to the Jets. Very interesting.
It's interchangeable. I like it.
Live
if you
live
see
result.
dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. Bing bong.
Jets love that pick. All right, now we're going to Boston. 14th pick. New England Patriots on the clock.
Well, to start, this kind of flips everything because Christian Gonzalez is off the board, and I had Gonzalez going here originally. So we're gonna pivot, and I think we move in good faith of our offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, and we give him start, and we go Jackson Smith and Jigba.
No, but good point. Good selection. Just messed up my shit.
Yeah, you ruined me. I don't know where to go now.
Jackson Smith.
He hit the point.
Oh yeah, I had him. All right, so just for hindsight, I had Joey Porter Jr. going to New England, and I had Jackson Smith and Jigba going to Green Bay as a spit in the face of Aaron Rodgers. And to really
I have them going tight end in Green Bay, not all the way disrespect.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Green Bay, they're on the clock. 15th pick.
Yep. Hello, everyone from Wisconsin. Green Bay Packers select. Very cheesy, very easy. Dalton Kincaid, tight end.
Dalton Kincaid.
Oh man, our picks are so similar. This is so great. I may actually hang on to this draft board for the actual draft.
No, like I had to have alternates just in case. So
all right, we got the Washington Commanders on the clock, pick 16.
Man, this is where it definitely got interesting for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the Commanders had a couple ways to go in terms of this draft, but I think they stick to defense and kind of go that way for their head coach. So let's go Brian Branch. Woo!
Oh, hard-hitting safety. I like it.
Soft defensive reset, but we got to go at it again.
Okay.
All right. Steelers on the clock. Pick 17.
It's me, Mike Tomlin. We're here for volunteers, not prisoners. This young man, he know what it is. I coach his daddy, Joey Porter Jr., Penn State.
Ooh,
Let's go.
Yep. Yeah,
That is
I
a-
totally saw that coming.
that is a
as well.
Steelers
Makes
pick
total
right there.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes total sense.
All right. Detroit back on the clock. Pick 18.
Oh man. I'm so excited for a number of these teams this year, and Detroit's one of them. So, after the monster nightmare line with Jalen Carter and Aiden Hutchinson, I think Detroit totally just owns their defense this year. They get a Jeff Okuda replacement and Emmanuel Forbes.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
It's all crickets.
They're like, oh, Emmanuel Forbes.
The one person in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. I love him.
No, total difference maker. They're missing Okuda with that deal. Total fills the hole. Totally just logical right there. Why not?
I feel it. Where we at? Pick 19, Tampa Bay Bucks on the clock.
All right.
Where it really gets crazy.
Once again, Tampa Bay, the city of having fun, having, happy hours at certain times. We realize, hey, we got weapons. But our offensive line allowed Tom Brady to get sacked way more than we needed him to. And now we have Kyle Trask, Baker Mayfield. And you know what they work best with other than weapons? Great offensive line protection. So we're going Darnell Wright, tackle, Tennessee, who helped protect Hendon Hooker, who was a finalist for the Heisman before tearing his ACL. Not Darnell Wright's fault.
Dang, yeah, I think Darnell Wright's gonna be a huge difference maker in the league, no matter what team he ends up on. His tape is crazy, but shit. All right, Tampa Bay.
All right. Seattle Seahawks back on the clock. Pick number 20.
Man, I kind of had to bust my own bubble with the Jackson Smith. I kind of had him going to Seattle originally, but to follow up with Anthony. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, you got Anthony Richardson through Hashmaster. So to follow up with him, the Seahawks, we're gonna continue to build the offense properly, and we're gonna take Jordan Addison.
Ooh, nice. I had him going to Minnesota.
Ooh, yeah. So Minnesota, I had Joey Porter, but he's gone. So I gotta think of something.
All right.
Wicked smart.
Well, pick number 21, the LA Chargers on the clock.
Very curious about this one.
Well, fellow draftees and fellow audience, we know that the Chargers had one of the most injury-prone rosters in the league. Keenan Allen, our esteemed number one receiver, he turns 31 during the draft. Mike Williams, great jump ball receiver. And he could run routes somewhat, but we need somebody to break the game open in another way. Someone that can help Justin Herbert showcase that rocket arm of his. No, it's not who you think it is. But this man has been compared to Antonio Brown. And that man's name is Zay freaking Flowers, receiver. Boom, Boston College.
Nice. I had him going to Baltimore, actually.
Well,
It makes sense.
speaking of Baltimore, they're on the clock. Don't make us look stupid now.
Oh, well, damn, it gets tough because your multiple options are not there. So let's see what we can do here. Let's see. Baltimore Ravens. I think they still stick to that defensive identity, given this draft is not necessarily what they want right now. So they go Khalija Kanzi on the defensive line.
Ooh, okay. Don't know who that is, but
Really? He's the third ranked edge rusher, I believe.
yeah, we already chose like 5, so.
Well, he's third. So what do you want me to do?
No, I'm messing with you. All right.
I don't think I spell his name. Anyway,
Yeah.
I don't like that pick, but let's
You would if you watched the tape.
nah.
All right.
Anyway, Minnesota Vikings on the clock for pick number 23.
Well, this was going to be Jordan Addison, but he was stolen. So we're going to go Deontay Banks from Maryland, the scrappy corner. We need help on the back end.
You guys do.
I like that.
Follow the pick.
I like that. Elote.
Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars on the clock. Pick number 24.
I had Deontay Banks going right here, but we will pivot to number 2. So we will get better on offense with all-around tight end Michael Mayer.
Wow, that's the same exact pick I did. That's hella funny.
Dude, why not? Why not?
Yeah,
you got the 1 year
makes
experience
sense.
with Evan Ingram, so integrate Michael Mayer, and that offense continues to be unlocked.
Exactly.
All right. Now we're on pick number 25, the New York Football Stinking Giants.
The New York Giants select Quentin Johnson, receiver, TCU, to help out Daniel Whitevick Jones.
Oh, man. Yeah, I do have him going wide receiver here as well. Yeah, you got to support the guy you basically chose up on.
Yeah, which was
I think the Ravens
mistake.
are going to draft him, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think there's like a handful of receivers that are legit, and I think it falls off after like Downs or Mims. One of them, I think it falls off.
Yeah.
All right.
Like drastically.
Now we are to pick 26. The Dallas Cowboys on the clock. Jerry Jones in the house.
First of all, I thought entirely way too hard about this pick, so they're not going to do this. But if I'm Dallas, I think about what I need. I do need a couple things here. I know the bait is Bijan because he hasn't been selected yet. He's still there. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take the bait. But what I am going to do is think about long-term. I do have a pick in the second round. There's a perfect opportunity to get one Sam Lacosta. I do like what he adds, but we're in the first. So in the first round, I'm going to take Jahmyr Gibbs. Support my RB room.
Okay.
Support my RB room. I'm not going to fall for the Bijan Robinson trap as elusive, as alluring as that is. I think that puts me right back in the Zeke Elliott conversation. I end up overpaying for a running back years later. I don't want to do that. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a safer pick, and I can still have my fancy obsession RB toy at a much more understandable price as Tony Pollard and Jahmyr Gibbs age on. I will learn my lesson and not cash out these freaking RBs.
Okay. All right.
But Sam Lacosta, second round, so we getting there. We back at it.
All right. 27th pick. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock.
Originally, I had the Buffalo Bills going offensive tackle because, offensive line just to help out Josh Allen a little bit because he has no protection, which I call horse shit. So, speaking of horse shit, they've been whipping Josh Allen like he's a goddamn thoroughbred in the goddamn Triple Crown race. And you know what? We need another horse in the barn. So, I'm going to select Bijan freaking Robinson to help shoulder the running load and let Josh Allen cook with his arm. Ah!
Man, first of all, Bijan should not be there that late, though I understand if he is.
Yeah.
I initially had him going to the Chargers just because they have that Eckler issue.
Oh, shit.
I mean, y'all are the ones drafted. I'm just like, really? Bijan Robinson's going 27th? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, he's going like he's going he should be going top 10 or top 15. Yeah. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with this so far.
All right. We got the Cincinnati Bengals on the clock. Pick number 28.
Well, if I'm the Bengals, I have two glaring issues. I have a tight end problem, and then I have an offensive line problem. Not really a problem, but I'm still addressing that for my QB. Think I'm going to lean towards QB protection and go Anton Harrison.
Boo.
Whatever, this is my pick.
I know. You're fine.
All right. We got the New Orleans Saints on the clock. Pick number 29.
Over here in New Orleans, we have a lot of stuff going on for us, such as food, having fun, blah, 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 blah. But I think what we're going to do is have another pass catcher for Derek Carr, and that's going to be Darnell Washington, tight end, Georgia.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
All right. Pick number 30. We got the Philadelphia Eagles back on the clock.
All right, back here with the Eagles. I'll get right to it. We're a little thin at linebacker, so we're going to take Nolan Smith right there.
Oh, nice one. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be there that late, but we'll take him in this draft.
Right.
All right. And with the last pick of the first round, the Kansas City Chiefs are on the clock.
It's me, Patrick Mahomes. And I like ketchup on steak. I like winning Super Bowls. I like winning MVPs. But you know what's even finer to me is having somebody over there rushing the QB. So I'm choosing Keon White.
That's absolutely hilarious because that's the exact same pick I have for them.
Keon White, edge rusher, Georgia Tech. Let's go. Catch up me, baby. Catch up me, baby.
God. Go home to your wife?
Jackson, stop that.
Jackson, stop TikToking.
You're ruining my life.
And that concludes the 2023 Sports Mindz mock draft, round 1.
Yeah, that was fun. I wish I could have a couple of those picks back, but hey, you know, I don't have a pen, so I couldn't be as professional. I'll be ready for fantasy football season.
I feel it. And before we wrap here, let's talk some NFL current events, shall we? With the biggest one, you know, these guys, they just love to bless us with content as the weekend approaches. So how about them Lions?
Oh, man.
Betting, baby.
I mean, there's, what do you want to call it? Social Darwinism, not learning, not paying attention. I mean, head in the ground. There's a lot of things to say, but what, like 4 or 5 football players get caught up in a freaking betting scandal, ranging from getting suspended indefinitely to just outright released from your team. Yeah.
Yeah. And also it's like Jamison Williams, like, and Stanley Berryhill, they get suspended for six games because they bet from the facility, which is against the rules. Like, how much of a problem do you have where you're like, you can't not bet at the facility? Like, you can't wait until you get in your car to place the bet. It's like, I got to get this in right now. It's like, well,
Right, well,
now you lose half of your salary.
Well, he's fortunate too, because if I'm the Lions, if I already cut Quintus Cephas and CJ Moore, who got caught up, why wouldn't I just cut Jamison Williams? Oh, you're lucky that you're young. That's all I can really tell you. So you're fortunate. Hopefully these 6 games you learn, because you could have lost your career right there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna cut him because he was a first round pick last year. Like, let's call it what it is. He's a major asset at this point, so the GM wouldn't even allow that. It's like, I just picked this guy. He's played like 1 or 2 games. We're not cutting him. So he did definitely catch a break. And then those other guys, it's like, all right, like, how dumb are you? You're not even good. You're barely in the league. And I really, like, I'm interested into how they get caught. Like, do they really make their own account? And, like, no one is ever going to find out that I, Quintez Cephas, am betting on my account, which says Quintez Cephas and has my social security number. Like, you don't got to.
I have to believe it's more nuanced than that, because if it's that obvious, then, man, you just deserve it. But, yeah, I'm kind of curious, too, about how they catch these guys up.
Yeah, but regardless, betting scandal.
Don't forget about Washington defensive end Shaka Tony, also suspended indefinitely. Like, you guys are just really special, you know? You spend your whole X amount of your life getting on an NFL team, and you're just gonna do some dumb shit to really jeopardize it. Sports betting. Just say that shit out loud.
Yeah. Not very smart. Speaking of not very smart, how do you feel? Speaking of not very smart, how do you feel about the Rams trading Allen Robinson to the Steelers?
I think this is pretty much another nail in their coffin. You know, you sell your soul for the one ring, and this is what happens after. You know, you're kind of decimated. That's why, I mean, going back to the mock draft, the Bucks, I didn't have them doing anything that made much noise either. I didn't have them going offensive line, but still, it's like you hemorrhage your team for the ring, and a lot of the times you're paying with your future, and this is what happens. You're paying with your future.
Yeah.
Good for the Steelers, though. That's good for the Steelers. They already got tall wide receivers, another weapon for Pickett. Man, the Steelers are in a position of major upgrading in the draft. I mean, if they go offensive line, shit, man, that's nasty.
Yeah, that's really like their biggest weakness, and it has been for quite some time, is that offensive line. So we'll see now if and this will also like indicate is like, was Allen Robinson washed, or were the Rams just Cooper Kupp centric?
Yeah, we'll definitely see about that too.
And another journeyman QB, Patrick Mahomes better watch his back, because the Chiefs have signed Blaine Gabbert.
It's just because I believe Chad Henne retired, so it's just to replace that. That's all it is. He gets to ride Mahomes' coattails into a very fortunate offseason and maybe a ring. So good for Blaine Gabbert. He's had a long career.
Yeah. And how we feel about DeMar Hamlin back being cleared for football activities?
I mean, good for him. I mean, I'm glad was able to make a full recovery and everything. I understand. I get that mentality, and he's a young player, so of course you're gonna want to get back out there and you're gonna want to play. But it's a version of the tour argument all over again. What does it take for you to realize what you have outside of football versus what you're trying to get in football, and what would make you take one step or another? But obviously he's not there yet. and neither is Tua.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, like, would you risk it? Because if I'm DeMar Hamlin, I'm good. The Bills, like, fully guaranteed his contract after everything happened. So it's like they already sort of took care of you in terms of, financial obligations. I'd hang him up. Or I'd be like a player, player coach, get into the coaching side of things if you really love the game. But situation like that, I'm just like, I'd rather not risk it. Because if something like that happens again, whew.
Well, yeah, interesting that you said that, because when he had the press conference to say that he was cleared and he plans to go back, that was my initial thought. I was like, really? Why wouldn't you just go the office route? You're already locked in. I'm pretty sure you never have to pay for a meal in your city for the rest of your life. And that's what I think about as the other side of football is like, are you good in these ways? Especially since, you hear it all the time. You're one hit away, or you don't have that many years as a football player. Like, I'm trying to make sure life outside of football is locked up. So if I'm DeMar Hamlin, you're gonna pay out my contract. I can basically walk into the facility and kind of be known and be a presence there and be accepted there. I can possibly look at that. What did I actually go to college for? I can probably go back to school. Why not? Like, there are ways to upgrade if I'm DeMar Hamlin. That doesn't necessarily translate to let me go back to the football field per se.
Yeah. And last but not least, Jalen Hurts gets the bag. 5-year, $255 million extension, the $176 million guaranteed, making him currently the highest paid player in the NFL until Lamar Jackson gets his contract.
Yeah, I think this is what really is the biggest kind of breadcrumb to this whole thing. Is it's gonna impacts the Lamar deal one way or another. Whether that means he softens his stance or even hardens his stance, it impacts the deal because of that number. And it wasn't even fully guaranteed. So the argument, that whole situation just gets more complicated.
Yeah, I think now, he'll probably land somewhere in the middle of Jalen Hurts' guaranteed number and Deshaun Watson's guaranteed number. But I took it as like, with this getting done, like, he'll have to back off a little bit as to what he was requesting or demanding. And like I've been saying since we started, I believe that the deal is going to get done. So I'm not tripping. We just got to keep that bomb Lamar in Baltimore,
Yeah. Well, actually, too, after doing the mock, I mean, it doesn't seem like to the Baltimore's advantage necessarily to draft a QB in the first round. I mean, sure, go late round, but Stetson Bennett's ranked number 12 QB. I think you guys can do a little bit more with your picks than going Stetson Bennett. So hopefully the Lamar deal does work out, because I mean, Lamar plus Odell, that will be fun for fantasy.
Yeah, I agree. And
Falcons released Casey Hayward. Does that move the needle for you?
No, Casey Hayward's washed.
Yeah, 33.
Yeah, he had a good career. He made some money. Maybe, go play safety for the Texans or something.
Right. Well, actually, when you think about it, these NFL players, as they kind of age out or get cut, or then they feel like they have some life, they have some options. They have the XFL, they have the USFL.
That's true. It ain't over. Yeah. Go to the XFL. Bring a championship to I don't even know these teams' names. But it ain't over, buddy. You can keep playing until you're 38, 39.
Yeah, you got a chance. There's a lot of football left after the NFL, guys, in 2023 and beyond.
Yeah. But hey, man, we got the real NFL draft coming up this week. So actually, by the time that we drop this episode, the draft will be over. But we'll be giving our live reaction because we'll be recording on day 3 of the draft. May even have a special guest as well. You just got to tune in and see.
The moment I've been waiting for, this draft, it just feels like this wait has been so long. So finally, we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. Oh, also, I guess one little piece of news before we wrap. The Jets gave the Packers sort of a deadline on this Rodgers deal. They said basically by day 2 of the draft.
The Jets said that to the Packers?
Yeah, because if not, then obviously, I mean, the Jets still don't have like a ton of like options. I'm sure they have like a backup plan, but from that point, like if they don't get it done before the draft, then it's just like, well, we're gonna draft the guys that we want. You're not gonna get, you're not gonna get your picks, Green Bay, and then also Green Bay is gonna be like locked into that Aaron Rodgers money until June. Like I'm sure there's a cap hit in June, so it's just like y'all didn't want to make this deal before the draft, so now we're taking these players, and you guys deal with the money because I don't feel like this is as much. I don't feel like the Packers have as much leverage as like the media is making it out to be.
No, yeah. The longer this deal goes on, the more I realize one of these teams don't have leverage, and it's probably Green Bay.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. I had no idea that. All right, that kind of makes things very interesting because if I'm the Jets, it makes you kind of want to adjust some stuff for the draft on day 1.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting. We're gonna have a lot to discuss next week.
Man, I'll just say if the Packers blow this deal, like, man, they really are some idiots, man. That's what happens when you have a bunch of stockholders running your team. That is, how do you fumble that deal? It's to your advantage to get that huge contract off your books. So, like, what are you doing, man? You had a fleece, now you don't have a fleece, and now you're probably stuck with a lemon car.
Yeah. That's Green Bay for you. They've been doing it for, decades. So we don't have to see.
Being a Green Bay fan.
I know, right? Best organization ever. We got 1 title in 20 years. I guess it's better than the Cowboys. Slight shot. I apologize.
I can't even respond to that.
That was uncalled for.
It was perfectly called for. I just can't respond to it.
All right, and that's going to be a wrap for episode 10 of the Sports Mindz podcast. Like always, we would like you to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Keep spreading the word. Keep tuning in. We going to be back next week. NFL draft. It's going down.
Keep rolling with this. We'll be doing it for another 10 more.
Yes, sir. Peace out, y'all.